tundra by definition means barren or treeless land.
We have.
These are the types of tundra, and you have to know both because I've seen this question come up. I haven't never really seen it, but I hear it. Arctic and alpine. Arctic is the tundra we mainly reference because alpine is above, at the highest levels, or the peak of the tundra, and it's there's really no growth there, so it's very little reference. The climate of the tundra. I want you to know that the tundra is very dry, just like a desert. It receives less than 25 centimeters of rainfall per year, and it's extremely cold. Temperatures rarely reach 10 degrees, and windy is another key factor. There's a lot of wind in the tundra. So the soil of the tundra is very unique. It's called permafrost, and that's a picture there of a man standing. Do you see him? Within this thick, extremely frozen layer of soil. That's what the definition of permafrost.
Like a frozen tidal wave.
Yes. The melting of the permafrost is a critical component to the successful life in the tundra because when it melts, obviously you're gonna have like these little bogs of water, and animals will survive the lack of water by getting water from these areas. But the serious topic of concern is the melting of the permafrost before the natural cycle or season. And this is huge, like huge tundra. There is plants, there's just no trees. They're small. They are really dwarf-like plants. They're tiny. I tried to put pictures of the smallest plants I could find in the tundra. In order to obtain heat, they stay close to the ground because the heat they're getting from Earth's geosphere, let's say, because the temperatures in the tundra are so cold, rarely reaching 10 degrees. So if you looked at the graph that I showed you, the temperatures are usually way below zero throughout the year. Animals, there's few predators in the tundra. They're mostly herbivores. Even though there's little plant life, there's little animals also. The animals you do see are going to be mostly migratory or hibernating animals with thick white fur and thick feathers. Make sure you put white, obviously. White for the camouflage. All right, so the biggest threat, again, climate, critical component, for sure. And I actually reference climate when I talk about the tundra because of the serious concern of the melting of the permafrost. But oil exploration is huge in the tundra, and they're building these pipelines over this very, very, very fragile, write the word fragile, biome, because the tundra, because of its extremely cold temperatures, decomposition is slow to zero. So if you destroy the biome, its regeneration is pretty much non-existent. So the effects are, what the pipelines affect is migration, vegetation, and you can also have oil spills, but in the end, it's all the concern because the biome is so fragile due to the cold temperatures and the lack of its ability to regenerate. Climate change as a threat, and again, it threatens all of them, but it's critically linked to the tundra because, when warming temperatures are going to affect obviously a cool biome, melt the permafrost. And this is obviously not a picture of a permafrost, but I'm trying to get the whole point here. The permafrost turns into water and the gases can evaporate, and the gases that are primarily released are carbon dioxide and methane, which are greenhouse gases, which in turn will lead to more warming, more melting, more release. This is called what?
Positive feedback.
Positive feedback loop. Positive feedback loop.